Collaboration 101. You need a refresher. So when we're going into that this evening, I've been on both sides of the coin, and tonight I'm spilling the tea of the do's and the don'ts. Because yes, I've seen and experienced and heard some crazy things. So before we get into that, I know some of you are likely new. My name is Vanessa Zammy, and you are listening to Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. Welcome, welcome. Every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we are here live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube on my channel, Vanessa Zammy, the Business Defibrillator, because I am what? The Business Defibrillator. I consult business owners on how to revive, grow, and scale their business without burnout, without sleep deprivation, or without overwhelm. Yes, yes, yes. So first, as always, in every episode, what has been your win of the week? So what has been your win of the week? Type it in the either if you're watching on YouTube, you're gonna scroll down, hit the subscribe button, and then you're gonna scroll down some more. You're gonna type in the comments. What has been your win of the week? It could be personal or business. If you're watching on Facebook, then you're just gonna type it in the comment as well too, beneath the actual video that you're seeing here, or if you're watching the big screen version, you type it in the right side. Or if you're watching on LinkedIn, it'll also be on your right hand side as well too in the comments area. So what has been your win of the week? It could be a personal win. It could be a business win. It could be, anything in between, right? And so for example, my win of this week, when I say week, I mean the last 7 days. So we do our episodes every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central. And essentially it's from the last 7 days, from the last episode, right? What has been your win of the week? My win was, last week I was asked to give my presentation in 5 minutes. And literally like this past week, it was that same presentation. I did that on a Tuesday, 75 minutes, on a Wednesday, 45 minutes. And then, but here's the win. On that Thursday, I successfully, according to the audience, it was a successful process, but essentially I transformed that presentation to a 5-minute presentation. Each of those presentations were done for different people's audiences, etc. So they were essentially co-sponsorships and collaborations in and of themselves, the presentation that I did last week. And so, but in general, I just love speaking and teaching. That was definitely a challenge. But I was like, hey, I did it in 5 minutes. Amy, condensed 75 minutes to 5 minutes, right? But essentially, I always love spreading my message and on stages around the nation. And so I'm really excited to go into more in person during the next year. Yay. What has been your win of the week? Either type in the comments or type it in the chat. If you're watching a replay, put #replay in the comments and let's see your wins. I do read the comments afterwards. So let me know. And my team also does. We love reading your wins. So let us know in the comments or the chat function what has been your win. So let's get into it, right? We're going to collaboration 101. I like to keep these episodes nice and direct and to the point and impactful for you. And by all means, feel free to let us know. Feel free to email me either individually or in the chat and comments. We'd love to hear from some of our viewers and listeners to see how we can best improve the show for you and your viewership as we're approaching the anniversary of our 2nd year. So as we approach the 3rd year of the show, feel free to let us know. Either send me a private email or direct message me on Facebook or LinkedIn. Just let me know how can we improve this show for you and make it even better. What are topics that you are looking to hear about, looking to hear more of, etc. So just feel free to let us know. Or if there's a question you have in your business, feel free to let us know as well too. And we'll see how we incorporate that. But let's get into it. So collaboration 101. I've been on both ends. And this past quarter, actually, that we're approaching kind of live into the end of Q1, right? But this past quarter, one of my goals this past quarter was to essentially, I'm going to master and I'm going to be the best collaborator with my co-sponsors as possible, right? Be the best collab they've ever seen or experienced, which in my mind and in my words as well too, I would say that explicitly to them, just helping my co-hosts and my co-sponsors do as little as possible, right? So I did a lot of outreaching to people and just saying, hey, I had a presentation and workshop, love to present to your audience. And it was a masterclass I was doing actually. So it was a 2-hour masterclass that I was doing for people's audiences. The ones last week that I was just talking about were something completely different. But these 2-hour masterclasses that I was doing was ultimately I reached out to people and I said, oh, I would love to present to your audience, etc. Right, to get some co-sponsorships and collabs. I wanted the process to be as seamless as possible, people, as seamless as possible. So how did I do that? We're going to go to the do's and don'ts of things. give some even more context, right? For those who may, when I say collaboration, so there are two sides of it, right? One side is, let's say you're the person initiating the collaboration. So you are the person who has reached out to your colleague. You're like, hey, let's collab. Let's do an event together. Let's do a workshop together. Let's, can I come to your community and present, right? Or let's say the other side of it is when you're the person being asked to either co-sponsor an event or host someone as a guest speaker in your community, whatever it may be, right? So there are two sides of it. So as the person who is the one reaching out, right? The one who is reaching out to your friends and family, this may sound like an obvious don't, but alas, it still happens, right? Why does it happen? We're going to that. But the don't is, to say the thing and then describe in more detail. So the don't is don't leave them in the wind. Do not leave the people, your colleagues who have agreed to share your presentation or your workshop in their community in the wind. To say. So each time, at some point, I had it down to like a system from like, it used to take me 5 hours and it took me like 30 long minutes. But I would update the landing page, the flyers, the emails. I have flyers of different sizes, right, for my co-sponsors and for my colleagues, right, to then best be able to promote the workshop, right, to their audience. And you might be thinking, but Vanessa, just because you did it doesn't mean that I should. But I'm gonna give you the perspective of the person on the receiving end, because someone said to me, so this was before this quarter, right? But someone said, Vanessa, can I do a workshop for your audience? It's a great workshop, right? Do you think it would be helpful for your crowd? And I said, yeah, great, right? So we set up a date, put on my calendar, and it was cool, right? Cool. So now the date set. At the time, the date was set for about like 2 months later or so. So 1 month, 2 months later. Okay, great, it's all set. Right. I even had it in my schedule as well, too. I even planned out, okay, I'm going to, post and send an email about this. I'm going to post about the workshop on this day. Great. Right. Awesome. And then a week before the workshop came, and I was looking at my calendar, I was like, oh, I'm looking at the next week and I see this workshop. Right. Then I thought I was crazy. I looked at my inbox. I looked at my social media message. I said, is this real? Now, why do you think I said that? Why do you think I said that? Type in the chat or the comments if you are watching us here live, or if you're watching the replay. Type in the chat or comments, why do you think I looked at my calendar for next week and I saw this workshop pop up? I said, is this real? Why did I say that? What could have possibly propelled me to say such a thing? Well, it's because I did not see anything related to the workshop. I didn't see anything related to the workshop. Like I looked at my inbox. I said, I don't see anything. Right. I looked at my calendar and said I was supposed to send out a marketing note, and and I was like, okay. And I think the note had been for the week prior as well too. But I said, oh, maybe this was some crazy thing. I just completely went aside of mine. And so I reached back out and said, hey girl, hey, is this happening? Did we agree to this? Are you still looking to be present? Are you still looking to present? And is this still something you're still trying to do? Right? She said, oh, yes. Things got in the way. I'm sending materials over soon. I said, okay. This is still happening. Great. She sent these a couple of days later. Right? Now, the question I have for you, let's say you have some event you're planning for, let's say, what was Tuesday night now. You have something you're trying to plan for on Friday. Someone sent you marketing materials on Wednesday. What are you doing with that? What are you doing with that? You're probably a little bit upset. Right. And it was through that experience that helped me to really inform what I did this past quarter with my colleagues. Right. But ultimately, the don't is don't leave them behind. The do, which you do instead, is you give your co-host or your co-sponsor, your colleague, collaborator, your partner, you give them time, right? You give them some time to at least try to make something decent out of the workshop, right? Any decent co-sponsor or colleague you're reaching out to is not sitting here just waiting. They're like, oh, I wonder what to post tomorrow. I wonder, right? Likely they probably have a marketing calendar or campaigns at least 2 weeks out. Likely probably more like a month or two or so, right? Well, they have launches, like we're going to launch this in our company, this here. So we're going to do a campaign around that, right? Chances are they have at least some sort of realm of the topics and things they want to focus on with their marketing campaigns. And so to expect that you send something 2 days later, within 2 days, they're going to give you the best effort that they can is kind of absurd. That's just rude, right? And so, but here's the thing. I get it. Sometimes things get in the way, right? right? Like essentially, right, you don't want to schedule to present in someone's audience and then not provide the marketing material, and a lot of people end up doing that. And so the person presents the marketing material. But for me, I was just like, okay, if I'm actually looking to benefit my co-sponsor and co-host, etc., where I'm like, I'm happy to provide marketing, happy to do so, right? For me, I was looking to make their life as easy as possible, right? I want to make them helping me as easy as possible, right? And again, I get it. Sometimes things get in the way. Life gets in the way, which gets me to a bonus don't. Another don't overcommit. Do not overcommit. And it's for both sides, right? And let me know how you're feeling about these tips here. If maybe you've experienced this before on either the side of the person, asking people to cross promote your thing, or on the other side where you're getting asked by other people, right? And you say yes, and then the rest of the stuff transpires. But let me know how you feel in the comments, right? And also let me know reacting to this video. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like. If you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, give us a reaction. Express how you feel. But ultimately, right, the third on here is don't overcommit, right? This is for both sides. As someone being asked to promote a sponsor or sponsor someone's event, right? Don't say yes to that person and have them depend on you, and you just don't end up promoting their event, right? That's just don't, right? I mean, come on. But then as someone on the other side you're asking colleagues whether or not, they can help cross promote your event in front of their audience, right? And then you just don't provide material for them to promote with. You don't follow up with them on what it is to share. Are you even serious about this presentation? That's the question. That's a question. That's what they probably have. And for example, the thing is that, right now, on the flip side is right now I'm planning an in-person avoid burnout breathing workshop with a colleague out here in Massachusetts, and we're planning something for May, right? And we literally met up with each other in person, and then we saw each other in a networking group, and I was like, oh, we can do a collab event. We decided to do a collab event, right? And it's been so seamless, folks. It's been so seamless. So I'm just like, yes. We are emailing, we are Google Docking once a week. It's very things are set up. It's just things are just flowing together, right? And actually we're doing it's both of us actually presenting. And so she's gonna present her thing that she does. She's a breath expert that doesn't necessarily do it in a meditation type of way. And then I'm presenting my, how to avoid burnout and balance all the hats, right? The most popular workshop. And things are just seamlessly being set up. Right. Now we just have to promote. And it's great, right? Got the venue set up. It's just a seamless process. I've planned events in the past, and this is just so seamless. It is awesome. It is great. We even have a networking happy hour refreshment thing set up. Seamless. Seamless. And how did that happen? Neither of us left either person in the wind, right? We're each contributing in some form or fashion. Right. And we weren't sitting here oh, I wonder what we're going to present about for 5 weeks. No, right. Topics already there. We each gave each other, what topics. We found a way to mesh it together as well, too. Right. And then 3, we didn't overcommit. Right. So, for example, we could have done it probably in April, but as she shared, she was doing the whole stuff. She does a lot of volunteering and stuff for her community. And that it comes up a lot in April. Right. For her. For me, I may essentially be out of state in April. So we were okay, let's do May. We didn't say let's just try to cram something together in April. No, don't overcommit. Be realistic, right? As exciting as we are to do this workshop, we also got to be realistic with ourselves, right? As optimistic as we are about this workshop, right? We also have to be realistic with ourselves and our current schedules and our current, business and what's happening with the businesses as well too. And so you don't want to overcommit, right? Because I'm trying not to give anyone really at the end of the day. And so the thing about it, really, when it comes to Collaboration 101 is treat others as you wish to be treated, right? This is really golden rule here when it comes to networking, referral partnerships, etc. And maybe I'll do another one for that. But treat others as you wish to be treated, right? Treat others as you wish to be treated. Really think about if you're the person who's asking people to cross promote you, think about, well, if I was someone being asked, what would I like to have, right? But if you're the person who is, let's say you're the person being asked to cross promote, think about in terms of, okay, if someone was cross-promoting your thing or promoting your thing, what would you want them to do, right? And just be explicit about it and help your friend out. Help them help you. Help them help you, right? Remember that. If you remember anything else from this show, from this episode, help them help you, right? And so for more tips, feel free to check out some other episodes that we have. We have a YouTube channel with pretty much a repository of the episodes here of Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. If you're listening, on our podcast as well too, then by all means, you are welcome to listen to other episodes. But also leave us a review, leave us a rating as well. We love to hear from our audience and just hear more about how we can best support you in your journey of entrepreneurship, in your journey of business ownership, in your journey of really taking your passion, your mission, and your purpose forward. If you're ready for support, though, if you're looking for one-on-one help, maybe you've been listening for a while, then by all means, feel free to hop on my calendar at power.vzambi.com. I put the link in the screen for those watching via screen, via live, or via the replay. Essentially, power.vzambi.com if you're ready to figure out, okay, what is the next step? What does one-on-one strategy business consulting look like with Vanessa? Then let's connect. At the time that you're listening or watching this, there may or may not be spots open to work with me one-on-one, but definitely let's connect, because at least then you'll have the opportunity to see if, when a spot opens, to be the first I'll connect with, essentially. So power.vzambi.com. So hop on that link. And for those watching, I'll put that in the comments as well too. Hop on that link, schedule time. Let's figure out how to best move forward and get your business reviving, growing, and scaling for you to leave the legacy that you are meant to leave behind. With that, have a lovely evening and chat with you again next week on Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. Chat soon.